Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode on our YouTube channel.
Third one. We are pretty new.
Yep. So today we're at Yoyogi Park in Tokyo. We are eating some donuts that we got yesterday from a place called the Little Bakery Tokyo. First donut is raspberry with pistachio. Looks really good. And this is fitting because today we're discussing Wicked, and this is almost the Wicked colors.
Yay!
It's like a light red and green because of the pistachio. So yeah, you want to give a quick summary of the movie?
Summary.
Just a quick one.
That would hard.
Hard? Should I do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for anyone that's seen the musical, it is exactly the same as the musical. I mean, it starts off, you get a little bit... Well, actually, the opening scene is that the witch is dead. And then, basically, it flashes back, and you see a lot of the movie from, like... It's the origin story of the Wicked Witch.
It's different in play?
No, actually, it's the same as the play. But I always forget that that's how it starts. Is that the witch is dead. So it basically starts where the original Wizard of Oz movie ends, the Wicked Witch being dead, but then it explains the context behind just the origin of the witches. So then you basically see how she grew up, and then you follow her into school where she meets Glinda, and then they have, their challenging relationship where they have to be roommates. They don't get along at all, but then they slowly become friends. Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, starts gaining magical powers, and then eventually gets invited to the Wizard of Oz to go meet him. And she wants to petition the wizard to help protect the animals, but then finds out that not only is the wizard responsible for
the animal...
basically
discriminated.
Discriminated against the animals, but he also is not even a real wizard. So she finds out that he's this huge fraud, and she wants to keep fighting to protect animals because she herself has been wrongly persecuted just because she's green. So I think she relates to that. And that's basically where the movie ends. Like, she decides she's gonna basically be against the wizard. And she learned how to fly, and so she can, she's taken her stand now. And that's also exactly where Act 1 of the musical ends. So we're eagerly awaiting Act 2, Part 2, which comes out in November of this year.
Yay.
But until then, what do you think of the movie?
It was very good, especially because I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about the story. I have never watched Wicked. I kind of remember what the story of Wizard of Oz is, but I don't remember the whole story. So the story was very unexpected for me, that I thought it's gonna be the bond between the witch, two witches, and they will be happy together at the end. I also didn't know that there is part 2, so I thought that the story would end, but it didn't. And the ending was the witch separated, and they're respecting each other's desire and hope. So it was really interesting. And but the singing is the best part. It was so good. Can you leave me some though? Yeah.
This donut's really good.
And the Cynthia Eviva? Am I pronouncing it correct?
I don't know her last name.
Eviva?
Cynthia something.
Her voice was amazing.
Absolutely incredible. I was shocked.
We got goosebumps, and I cried for the last part. And the singing and also the styling of the movie, their clothing. What?
Someone's blowing bubbles. There's a bunch of bubbles flying by.
The styling, I really like the clothing, and the architecture of their set, and some props, like even like wand,
Yeah, the
wand, crowns, like hats, everything was so perfect.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. The character design is really good, like the costumes, like you're saying, the wands and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the two characters who are Glinda's friends. Do you remember the two characters that are always with her?
Yeah.
They have really good costume design and really good character design, but I hate them so much.
No, I hate them. Yeah.
They're like so just awful people.
It's so mean.
Yeah, so mean, very shallow. Just like Glinda was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like that too.
Like how the story developed was kind of sad for me from Elphaba's perspective. Like she's been discriminated so long time, but she's like really nice person. She's really kind to everybody, especially to animals.
Yeah.
And her sister too. But her sister that's in wheelchair, I really didn't like her that much because even though Elphaba was like trying to be helpful for her, like only because the sister is green, like she's like embarrassed.
Yeah, I think her sister Nessa is just embarrassed by Elphaba. She knows that people don't like Elphaba, and so she doesn't really want to be associated with Elphaba, which is kind of sad. At first when I was watching the movie, I was thinking about how the dynamic of Elphaba and Glinda. So Elphaba is hated by every person, but Glinda was the only one who didn't really care. She only cared about herself, and she didn't really care about how ugly, like how not pretty Elphaba is, but she only cared about her, and she used her to make her look better and popular. Yeah. So that was the difference of how Glinda thinks about her, I think. Like everyone just didn't like her because she's green, she's not popular, she looks kind of lame. But Glinda didn't really care about how she looks. More, she cared about herself more. Yeah. So that was kind of... I was just thinking about it. But she used the fact that people didn't like Elphaba to try to make herself look even better.
She's like really well-calculated person.
Yeah, scary. It's really scary. I think I'm also not really familiar with the original Wizard of Oz story, but Glinda is one example of, I think, how they really changed the they really changed the interpretation of the Wizard of Oz, because they changed the character of Glinda so much. Like, I'm pretty sure Glinda in the normal Wizard of Oz movie is just like a purely good witch. Yeah. But in this movie, in Wicked, you see her background as like a very selfish, shallow, calculating, cold person who also is not good at magic at all. She wants to be good at magic, but she doesn't know how to use it at all. At least at this point in, Act 1.
I think that's to make the movie more comical.
Yeah.
That Glinda she's trying to be perfect, but she is not. Yeah. And the way she talks and do stuff, it's like more comical, and that makes us look like she is more shallow and like, but also funny as a character.
Yeah, you can like laugh at her in the movie for sure. But she does sort of change at the end. I mean, she really, I think, became friends with Elphaba and really ended up caring about her a lot.
The dancing scene was the changing point for them to understand each other more.
Yeah. But but the circumstances that led to that dancing scene is kind of interesting because basically Glinda felt bad because Elphaba did something nice for her. Elphaba insisted that Glinda be allowed to join the magic seminar, and the magic professor even gave her like a training wand. So Glinda was really happy about that, but then felt bad because she made Elphaba look really bad by wearing that hat to the dance.
Yeah.
So then that's why she wanted to dance, I think, to help Elphaba feel better.
Yeah.
But the only reason, it's funny because the only reason Elphaba did that good thing for her in the first place was because Elphaba thought Glinda did something nice for Nessa by setting Nessa up with Bach, the Munchkin boy. But Glinda didn't even do that on purpose.
No.
Glinda was just trying to get Bach out of her hair. She was like, I don't want Bach to follow me, so I'm just going to send her off to Nessa. But then Elphaba thought that was a nice thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Like the circumstances, even though Glinda didn't intend to be nice, it made Elphaba want to be nice to her, and that made Glinda want to be nice to her.
Yeah.
So it started off kind of weird, but in the end, they were able to become friends.
Yeah, that's true. It started off weird. Well, yeah, then after that, Elphaba, the professor, goat professor, he was taken by the ministry because they started to just, I don't know, brush off the animals' presence. And she tries to chase she was trying to
rescue the lion cub.
Rescue the lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she became close to
Fiero?
Yeah. More.
Yeah.
And developed the feelings to him.
Even though he was initially really shallow too.
He
seemed
was,
like he was,
but not much as Glinda.
Yeah.
So I will give you my interpretation about the story. Because this is the first time I watched the movie, I thought about the story and character a lot. And towards the end of the movie, I started to think about like what I think about the story and what this wicked movie is trying to tell people. But I really don't think that the writer's opinion is same as mine.
All right, well, let's hear yours.
So I made a memo.
Ooh, okay.
So that I can explain
She's
more.
taking out her phone.
Okay. You can eat the donuts.
Okay.
So I think... Don't look at my memo.
Okay.
So I think that Elphaba and Glinda is just like different sides of human. Like they are representing the just like aspects of people internally. Elphaba is representing like justice, feelings, your true feelings, your soul, and your emotion, including shame, anger, sadness, misery, because she's being discriminated her own life just because she's green, and she is ashamed by her family and everyone around her. But on the other hand, Glinda is what's surrounding that, what Elphaba is representing. Like your true side has some shameful truth, or like some thing that you want to hide, like your personality, your true opinion you want to hide, and your gut feelings, justice. And Glinda is representing something to cover that up, like ego. Like everyone wants to be liked, like Glinda. So you want to be popular, you want to be liked by every person. So I think there are representing one individual but from different sides.
Wow, that's cool.
I don't know if that's making sense, but
I agree.
yeah. The reason why I thought they are maybe same people, they're like same, is when the scene of the dancing scene, like Glinda was looking at Elphaba dancing in a weird way and looking at her, and she said was like she is trying to act like she doesn't care. But
Elphaba?
but she actually cares.
Yeah.
Elphaba actually wants to be like, doesn't want to be green, doesn't want to look weird, but she's trying to look like she doesn't care, and she tries to be confident. And Glinda noticed that and recognized, and that's kind of the scene that describes that they're acknowledging each other, that like for example that I have like weird thoughts, let's say I have weird thoughts, but I don't want to share that to everybody because I don't want to look weird, and I want to be liked. I want to be a likable person, so I try to hide. Like I want to act cool, like wear something nice, like try to look pretty and try to hide my weirdness. But the dancing scene kind of feels like you acknowledging your true self, like your personality, your weirdness, and like try to combine everything together to like be yourself, including the part you want to be like too. So I think that's what I thought about the dancing scene after I started thinking about this. And also the fact that they both like the same guy, it kind of shows that they have same perspective.
Can I add something, or do you want to keep going?
You can add.
I feel like Glinda and Elphaba are starting on different ends of the spectrum, and they're kind of meeting in the middle. Do you want to finish that?
No, you can finish that.
Wait, what are you looking for?
Donuts.
It's down there. They're kind of meeting in the middle at the end. Like Elphaba actually has so many things inside of her that she should be proud of, that she should be loved for. She's a very kind and caring person, and she's actually very gifted in terms of magic. But she is very ashamed of herself. She even ashamed of her magic. She thinks it's like a problem. And Glinda's the opposite. She has nothing to be proud of herself for. Like, her personality is very shallow, very mean, but she's proud of it anyways. So like, they're exact opposite. Like, and I think towards the end of the movie, they both grow towards each other because Elphaba learns to be more proud and happy about who she is, and Glinda learns to be a better person, to actually justify her ego with an actual good personality that cares about other people.
That's right. I think you said that Glinda starts to change.
Yeah.
But also, like, they're both kind of changing.
Yeah.
But I disagree that they're like fully trying to change who they are. Like, Glinda, like at the end of the movie, Glinda still stays with the Wizard of Oz and everyone, like not the professor, who's that, the head of the university, head of the shiz.
Like the magical lady? I don't remember her name.
I don't.
Yeah. But
because she wants to gain the fame, she wants to gain wealth, she wants to gain what she wanted the whole time.
Yeah.
To control the whole world or something. Like, at the end of the day, she never changes. Like, she wants what she wants. And so as Elphaba, like, she looked same. She is still green. Mm-hmm. She doesn't change she doesn't change what she wears. Mm-hmm. She doesn't really look pretty at the end. So they both know that who they are. So I don't know if they're changing, but like, if as I'm thinking that they're same people, if that they are changing to think about each other, what they think about each other, and like acknowledging and understanding each other. And yeah, it's okay to have weird thoughts and have anger, have shame inside of you, but you also don't have to look weird. You can also still be pretty, still be liked by people. So that's how I think.
Yeah.
I guess
it's hard to not let my knowledge of Act 2 influence my opinion because things obviously keep happening in Act 2 that I'm aware of. So yeah, I can't wait for you to see it too. But I mean, what I'll say is the way I interpret the ending of Act 1 is that I think Glinda is on Elphaba's side. It's how it ends in my view. It's more than just accepting. It's more than just like accepting that we're different and going our different ways. When they're like looking at each other at the end of the movie, I feel like they're actually supporting each other. And especially when like Glinda goes to hug like the evil sorceress woman, she doesn't seem happy about hugging that sorceress woman. She seems really uncomfortable. And I like to believe that Glinda is actually thinking about, I actually support Elphaba here and I need to figure out how to do that, even though I can't go with her, because Glinda doesn't have magical powers, but she has popularity. And I almost hope that she would use that popularity to help Elphaba.
Yeah. I don't know. I only can think about the movie from my interpretation of like how I thought about like why the writer created this character to like influence each other and influence the story too. But yeah, I agree that they are actually internally supporting each other, even though what they're doing is different and against each other. Yeah, so in that sense, I think it's a story of friendship, of like, that if you lived long enough, then you have experienced goodbye from your friends. You don't support some things that your friends do, but you understand it and respect it. Well, so I think what do you think about, like, I think that it's like the dynamic of the story and the character, it's representing just one individual have same different sides.
I think that's awesome. I didn't really think about that, but I think it makes a lot of sense that everyone has things that they're ashamed about, but that's also what makes people unique and special in a good way. And everyone, like you're saying, to some extent wants to be liked. I think we all want to be loved and supported. And Glinda and Elphaba just represent the super far extremes of those things. And that's why I like that Elphaba's able to actually like it's almost like finding her voice, finding her confidence at the end of the movie when she finally stands up, using her power, using the things that make her unique and special to fight back in a way. It's kind of the start of a fight, but fight back. And
I also thought that how the anger and sadness or like those emotions are so powerful, and like people can do anything. People can go crazy. I think Elphaba is going off in like not a good way as a human to explode emotions.
Yeah.
And also like when she uses the magic power, the I don't know, cause of the power, the cause of her magic is basically anger or like resentment.
Yeah.
So
it's like she gets so emotional she can't control it.
It's kind of sad that she's like at the end of the movie she is gaining power from anger and like the things.
But at the end of the movie she did read the magic book, which is how she's able to cast like actual spells.
That's true.
So like up to that point it was definitely anger that was feeling it, but maybe that'll change.
Yeah. But when she was like falling down, like when so she was trying to, she used the spell, and she is controlling this magical broom to fly, but she couldn't like control because it's her first time, and she falls down from the castle, and where bloom it's like elsewhere, and she's like falling, and she saw the reflection of herself on the castle, and she was seeing her childhood. I think the childhood is where it started, like where the anger, discrimination, sadness, her miserable life started. So I still think that it's out of her sadness still. Then she after she saw the reflection, she finally held the broom again, then started flying.
I think there's different ways to interpret it, like, because she's falling, she's in this like super dangerous spot, and I think she's almost having like her life is flashing before her eyes before she dies, like she thinks she's gonna die maybe, and she sees her childhood version of herself reflected. And as she was looking at her childhood version of herself, I think she probably felt sad, but maybe proud that she got to the point of where she is and she made it all the way to the Emerald City. She was able to cast actual magic spells. Maybe she was like looking back at her journey and being proud of it in some way.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And that,
I also thought that maybe it's not just only anger, but her cause of the magic is also includes the hope for the future, and like her hope and like confidence of herself, that she, like when she was singing at the end, like she looked really happy. She looked like so hopeful, even though she is going against alone. So the movie was made me think a lot more than I expected. I thought it's just a musical movie, but it's more than that.
Oh, that's awesome. The music is really good too, huh?
Yeah, the music was so good. I don't know, maybe they intentionally like turn on like the volume of the singer's voice was like so much than the background music and like orchestra music. But I am pretty sure that like her voice is like so amazing. Like,
it's so strong.
It's really strong.
Yeah.
It feels really unique to me for a woman's voice, actually. It's like her and Idina Menzel just both have really strong voices.
Yeah, they have like strong like core in their voice.
Yeah.
That's kind of high notes that woman can only create.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really special.
Yeah. I think Idina Menzel is so iconic in the original role in the Wicked musical that I thought, like, I don't know how good this other person's going to be. You know, like, I didn't know if it would be as good, but I think she's just as good.
Yeah.
If
just
not
as
better.
good.
Like, better in certain ways. I think they both have, I don't know, strengths and weaknesses, but they're both extremely good. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm already excited for the Wicked 2.
Yep. 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months. I watched the movie and I was so motivated to draw because every time I see something like good, some art, like movies, art, music, painting, dancing, like any like artists people create. And if it's good, and I'm so impressed by it, I'm so motivated to draw because I feel like that's the reason why I started drawing. It's like I really like animals. I really like dogs, and I also liked some animated character of dogs, and I wanted to make them mine. So I started to draw, and it feels like I'm making them mine because I'm recreating by myself. That's kind of how I feel about drawing. So when I see something good like that, I want to make it mine too. I want to make it my art too. So I was so motivated, and I'm like, I can do something like this too.
So I wonder if I can say this. Like, when we post this video, the background image is going to be... Do you want it to be what you drew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this image that you're probably looking at right now, if you're watching the YouTube video, is something that she drew. And I think just the Glinda part took about 2 hours sitting in a cafe this morning. So the Elphaba part is probably going to take another 2 hours.
Yeah, probably.
And then the background might take a little bit longer. So you put a lot of work into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really feel like I watched something really good in past 3-4 years.
It's a highlight of the past 3-4 years.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And it was my first time crying for the movie that's not entirely sad.
Yeah.
Or no one dies or...
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I think we can give it a strong recommendation.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, but we have to think about what we're going to do for the next podcast. We don't have any ideas of a movie that we want to watch.
That's true. I'm sure we can figure something out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll end it here.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.